Great, now we're inside the old church, existing church. You can see they've begun the work on the narthex wall. That ledger, the first ledger you see, the horizontal piece, which would be here, would be the top of the doorway coming in. And then this one is just for support for this larger aspect here. And above that is the opening for the window. So you'll have from here would be the bottom of the window, and this window would go all the way up to that. So you can sort of see a header above that right up against the ceiling. So this area right here will be an open window, so you can see through and see the back of the church, the arches. And entry is over here, right here on this side would be your south entry in, and your north entry would be in through that door there. You can see that they've encased those tie rods with some metal, which will be sheathed with wood eventually to look like a wood beam. All the windows have been removed and temporarily filled in with insulation sheets, purple board. Now this would be the view back from the narthex. So here's your entry area here. It'll be filled in. It won't be a huge door like that, obviously. Over here on each side will be cabinets. This opening here, very much like the other part of the church, the front of the church, we're going to have a niche in here and a niche over here. The niche will be on the church side, sort of bouncing around a little bit, but on the wall, this whole wall will be drywall covered all the way to the top, but you'll have a niche in this area here, probably like about here, where you'd have a statue there. Same on this side. But they're also using this area here as a chase for their ductwork, which would be coming up through this area here where the cords are. Sort of in this area here, you'll be cutting through, and that'll be your ductwork that will get you up to the ceiling or the attic. And then in this area here, into these legs of these walls here will be cabinets. So you'll have a cabinet on this side, uppers and lower cabinets. Same configuration on this side for supplies, usher, coats, everything like that. And again, so this is your narthex area. This area here, the old choir platform, will remain that way. Again, another window's been removed and filled in, but this will remain. Obviously, it will be painted and cleaned up and stuff, so that we can see that window. Also, take note of the ceiling. They removed the tin ceiling, which is all been stacked and saved in areas here. But we removed the tin ceiling, and this will be replaced by a flat drywall. The purpose of that is so that we can extend the same design all the way through to the new church. So we'll have two, I guess I call them two ribbons of tin going this way, which at this corner here, or beyond that, will wrap around into the new church. Same on this side. These two ribbons will remain, and they will continue out and wrap around into the new church as well. And then this flat part here, or actually what will be flat part, will also extend into the new church. But you can see that before they put the tin up, they had, I guess maybe this is called a fresco. They had painted the plaster that was part of the lath and plaster. You can see the lath. That was the original ceiling, and then they furred it out. You see this, all these little wood squares. That's how they attached the tin panels. But you can see a lot of artwork, and it almost looks like some of the pattern from the tin sort of bled through somehow onto that green. This was the statement before. They even had some sort of medallions that were originally painted as well. That was actually a nice preserved. Now on the flat, it won't be entirely flat. We will be taking those big medallions that were spaced through these 30 by 30, 36 by 36. Those will be replicated, so we've already sent one off to a firm that will make a mold of that, and we'll replicate those, and those will be placed back on the flat ceiling. Like one will go there, and then the narthex, and then we'll base them probably about where they were before. It might be a little bit too close to the wall, but they'll be spaced going into this all the way down here, as well as in the new section. So the intent is to make it look as much as possible as it was originally designed like this, with the addition, and not just to look like an add-on. Your new confessional will be over here. They haven't put those walls in yet. I don't know if that's scheduled next week or the week after. And then over here is where our votive candles were, and I believe we may do that as well here, or maybe put a shrine here. I'm not quite sure what the final decision is on that. And that's it for the inside of the church. Oh, I know what we'll do. Let's take a look at this way. That's a good perspective. Let's do this, sorry. Look how far away. So here I just passed through the doors for the narthex. So if I'm coming through up to the altar this way, I'm about where the confessional is now. And I would continue out to here. Pretty cool. Okay, the end.